Hello, I'm here to take a video tour of this van and show you around a little bit of what I built. It is going to be posted for sale. That's the reason I'm making a video. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions. So to begin with the exterior of the van, it's a lovely gray color. What I've done to it, I did a 2-inch lift kit. It's a spacer lift kit by Traxada, I'm not sure how they pronounce it, which gave the van some excellent ground clearance. I didn't want to do the whole 3.5-inch kit from Journeys Off-Road. I hear great things, but also that they wear out CV axles and they just look a little bit like they're sitting on stilts. I like how this one came out. I did the Falcon Wild Peak AT Trail tires, which are just the best tires I've ever used in snow. I've had them on other vehicles, and I really built this with the idea of going snowboarding. So I got the size. This is the biggest size that will fit on a Sienna. As you can see, the strut's just clear. Sometimes there's some noise if the tire picks up some snow and it hits that strut. No big deal, just a little noise. This is the XLE Limited Sienna, so it's the highest trim level that they had at the time. There are no badges, but the badges, they come in the glove box. It's got a rear trailer hitch, and we have, you can just see the exhaust for the diesel heater, which I'll show you later. But yeah, has all the options. The power opening doors are really nice. We have the OVS 180-degree awning, which I'll open up and show you in a minute here, and the Thule roof box. I'm forgetting which model this is, but you nerds can probably tell just by looking at it. It's huge. It's great for snowboards. I currently have my paddleboard up in there, the pump, my wetsuit, propane fire pit and a propane tank, a little Ignic 1-gallon propane tank, and my Milwaukee chainsaw is up there. It holds a lot of stuff. Really great because obviously there's not a ton of space inside, although I've made the best of it, and there should be a lot of storage. I'll get the awning open and get a little bit of that, and then we'll move to the inside. So now we got the awning open. I'm not sure if it's gonna really do it justice on the video how much space there is under this thing. It does have these optional legs that come down if the weather's bad, but I don't really use it when the weather's that bad. It's great in the rain or in the snow, and a little wind is fine. If it's a lot of wind, I figure I just don't need to use it. Why risk it? I added this foam here for the tailgate so it doesn't get scratched. I did position this on the roof racks so that when it's raining, the water comes down and does not infiltrate the door opening on the side door or the passenger door. So that's pretty great. Got an Optima battery for the starter battery. Everything else is pretty much bone stock. I just did the air filter, cleaned the PCV valve, fresh oil change. Everything on it is great. I did the transmission fluid drain and refill 3 times over the course of a month, changed the filter, and I did that about 15,000 miles ago. So maybe do it again in another 15 or not. People abuse these and don't have any backlash seemingly. Here is the fuse for the auxiliary battery system, which we'll get to. Also really great wipers right now. I don't know what brand they were, but they're working out great. This is the power system. This is a Java Energy 12 volt 200 amp hour LifePo 4 battery. It's currently only charging from the alternator through the Red Arc BCDC 1250. That is 12 volts at 50 amps charging. It's the sort of fastest charging model they make, and Red Arc is very top of the line. If you don't know, look it up. Really good stuff. It's hooked up to the alternator through this wire. This wire is available if you wanted to add a solar panel or just do a portable solar panel. The Red Arc will work as an MPPT solar charge controller as well. The app, I'll try and show a screenshot. This battery has self-heating and also a Bluetooth BMS, so you can check the state of charge on your phone, as well as how many amps are currently being pulled. You get like a history. If you run stuff through the night, you can look at the history of what the power draw was. Pretty cool little app. You know, it's normal, not like made by Google or anything, but it's an app. Fuse box here. We only have a couple circuits currently. There's the refrigerator, and then there's one circuit for the diesel heater and another for these charging outlets. We've got 65 watt PD for laptop or really fast phone charging, and then regular USB there. And this is the exact same 65 watt PD, 12 volt outlet along with some regular USBs. This, although it looks really cool, is not actually hooked up to the inverter. I installed it there and thought I would wire it, but it's a little tight back there. Here we have a control for the exhaust fan, which I'll show you later. But it is a PWM controller, so it's a variable speed fan that exhausts air through the back. Around back, we have what looks like a bench. It's not all that comfortable, but in theory you could use it as a bench. It's kind of awkward as to where you put your feet. But regardless, we also have the diesel tank. So you pull up to the gas pump, fill up your gas, fill up the diesel for the diesel tank. It's 2.5 gallon tank. I don't know, when we were going snowboarding, I would use about that much in a weekend. So it's like $6 worth of diesel for a whole weekend, pretty much running it straight because we had the dog in here while we were snowboarding. So keeping it nice and toasty for her. That's pretty simple in the back. There is storage under here, of course. We got the spare tire that came with it. I store 2 expander chairs and my hatchet. We have the water reservoir here, 7 gallons. And there's lots more room to put more gear. My chainsaw does fit back there, but it got a little dirty last time I used it, so it's in the roof box now. As you approach the entrance, you'll find the diesel heater vent is right here. There's some storage in here. I thought about putting a lid on this to make it look nicer, but it's really, you know, access everything just really easy. We have, of course, the sofa bed. This is a really common design if you look at other minivan camper builds. Nothing too special, except I think my design is pretty great because it doesn't have the wood coming out to like here or something like a lot of the other ones. But yeah, the general idea is the same. Grab it and pull it towards you, lays out into a bed. I will show that later. We've got the fridge with, of course, some cold beverages, one divider. This is by no means an expensive fridge, but it works really well. It will freeze stuff if you're not careful, so I keep that dial 75% or less. We've got, I use this cardboard box as a trash can, although you could I'm sure use like a bathroom size bin there. Whatever suits your preference. Got pots and pans in there. Sorry, it's a little dark. It is like 90 degrees right now, and it was over 100 earlier today, so I have to do everything in the evening. Induction stove, which I will also show you later, and the microwave. Under the bed, sofa bed, I don't know if we'll be able to see this. There's the diesel heater. It's permanently mounted. It exhausts under the van. It's perfectly safe install. Yeah, I've had a carbon monoxide alarm in here and it never goes off. We'll go ahead and demonstrate how the bed deploys and then how we go back into daytime setup. We're in daytime setup now. This can all be done while I'm in the vehicle, but I fear that I would be blocking the view if I were to try and do this showing you while inside with all the doors closed. That was important to me since we are going to be camping in the snow in the winters. Everything should be able to be done without having to exit the vehicle. But this simply slides down. The sheet is at the end and I'll roll that forward and get it around this cushion. Put the cushion back and then the bed is made. Going back into daytime mode is simple. I reach back here and pull the center up a little bit and start pushing it backwards, and there you go. Very easy. Do a real quick shot of the long drawer. This is just as deep as the fridge is, so from there to the window, lots of space. You know, there's not even much stuff in it right now, but room for lots. It does have a latch. This keeps it from opening when you're driving. If you forget to do that, it'll probably open while you're driving. But anyway, ice window thing. This is a shower squeegee. This is fantastic for the condensation on the windshield when you wake up in the morning. If you try and just rub it with towels, you'll get streaks and water spots and I've really been enjoying it. One of my favorite things to do in here is to make food and coffee, and the microwave and the induction cooktop really excel at that. The induction fits really nicely in the slot, comes out, and in the morning I'll just make some coffee on it. This is a percolator, induction compatible, but I just use it as a kettle. I'll just put water in it through the faucet. I do have a faucet but no sink. That is sort of my preference to save space. I didn't want to make a whole drain and a gray water system. I found that I really just didn't need it at all. Definitely need to fill things up with water, but don't really need to drain that water. I can use bathrooms and public restrooms. It's really hasn't been much of a problem. I also really love, later in the day, making popcorn. I'll put some in the microwave now because I'm actually getting a little hungry. We've got pots and pans that store up in here as well. This is I think 2 or 4 quart and a skillet. Sometimes I carry a larger skillet, but for just me or just me and my girlfriend, it's usually really not needed. And the kettle, of course. This cabinet is surprisingly cavernous. It goes way back in there and it holds a ton of stuff. This is my pantry. I've got bowls, I've got my AeroPress, ramen, cocktail shaker, like mac and cheese, cooking oil, cups, oatmeal. We use a lot of oatmeal. Coffee, kite, my lantern. I didn't install any permanent lighting like a lot of camper vans do. Found I just really didn't need it because I use battery powered lights like this. My headlight is always accessible right here. I didn't really feel the need to install lighting. I thought, oh, maybe if I feel like I'm missing it, I will do it later, but I haven't needed it. We spend a lot of time outside, but also just when we're in here, this works really well, and you can move it around wherever you need it. Yeah. The inverter is in here, like I said. I have a remote mounted here, but the remote has been a little weird ever since I bought the inverter. So usually I just stick my arm in here and turn the inverter on and off. It's really quite easier that way, really. The remote does have, and I'll show you maybe a shot, some imagery of how many watts are being used, and some information like that. Also have the diesel heater control module here. Makes it really easy to check the current temperature and the power level it's set to. I can check it from outside if I'm just checking on, you know, we let the dog hang out in here in the winter, so try and come in here and make sure the temperature is good. It's never failed me, never missed a beat. Just to sort of conclude, like I said, I don't really have anything written. I'm not a professional video maker or a YouTuber, but I do appreciate you watching this. And I would appreciate if you took some time to leave some feedback and or ask any questions. I'll do my best to answer them, but probably only when the video is recent. I guarantee in a year or so I won't be checking this. So.